It's a glorious summer's day as you settle on this lovely little campsite where the peace and quiet of the countryside is setting you into this blissful state where you believe, at that moment in time, this is the motorhome traveller's idea of heaven. Life couldn't get any better. Indeed, no, it couldn't. For right at that moment, the average middle-class family arrive on site, choose the pitch next door to your small sliver of paradise, and embark upon enjoying their holiday. They have usually 2.4 children who burst out like a pack of baying hounds. Predictably, they immediately run riot, screaming and shouting. Then, to get the angst out of them properly, start kicking a football about. You always fear this is going to happen because they all seem to regard the motorhome next door, yours, along with the motorhome across the way, as their perfect pair of goalposts. And is there any point remonstrating with Mr. and Mrs. Average Mum and Dad? Pointing out their site rules about ball games? No, because they're just kids, having fun. And after all, you were a child once. So lighten up. Get a life. Stop picking on our adorable children. What can one say? Your generation have no idea how to discipline your precious little tearaways. No, that's not going to work, is it? And of course, the father is 30 years younger than you, and one of the current crop, who have all grown up into giants. A quick slap isn't really an option, is it? In view of this sensible, cowardly approach to compromise, you decide to slope off for a walk, for a bit of peace and quiet, knowing full well that your 50-grand van will be peppered with small scratches and dents by the time you get back. That's if you get out of the site alive, without being mowed down by these two small maniacs who, by this time, have become potential Bradley Bloody Wiggins and are out hurtling around the site on their bikes. 3 hours later, you get back. And just as you think the worst is over, and that life can only get better, after all, you'll be leaving in the morning, life does indeed get worse. Much worse. The other goalposts from across the way have wisely scrapped, and in their place is another set of goalposts. But this time comes complete with a pack of genuine canine baying hounds. And just in case you only have these perfectly behaved pooches, well, at times one can certainly constitute a pack. Mr. and Mrs. Dog owners then decide to go out for a meal or the pub, leaving said pooches to their own devices. As dogs will do, like the kids, they run riot, or one is on its own getting bored. Let the barking, howling, and generally annoying being wolves commence again. At the first sign of said owners leaving the pub before they even get out of the door, as dogs can sense these things from a mile away or more, silence has descended again by the time they return. Yep, you could approach them the following morning. What's the point? You will get the usual spiel. We're responsible owners. Our dog or dogs are well trained and perfectly behaved. So clear off. Get a life. Stop picking on our adorable children. Sorry, dogs. Well, but the adults-only sites seem to be full of people who don't want children around, but have dogs. And quite a lot of concerned neurotic parents would rather stay on dog-free sites. There don't seem to be any sites where both dogs and children are banned, and if they are, they're probably all in Skegness. So where does that leave us grumpy old motorhomers who want a bit of peace and quiet? Skegness? I think not.